Everyone, my name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Gaia. His name is Shadowfaxx. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Mage. The map is Frozen Wastes, and this is just some random Voobly ladder games that I found and looked super interesting. Like we got a Gaia game here. Haven't seen a ton of Gaia getting played, but if you know who you're up against, like sometimes you can be like, well, I know that they're a mono X player, so I know that I'm not going to be running into a Loki player here. You can kind of pick the Gaia and be okay with it. There's definitely a couple of matchups that Gaia isn't as bad as you would think to play against, and I think for sure one of them is definitely Ra, though. Bast shenanigans can be a little bit tough for Ra to deal with, but it could be kind of fun to try out Gaia. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Loki, as the expert soup just in the chat asking if Loki is good against Gaia. I don't know if you guys want to let him know what you guys think about the matchup, and especially you Gaia mains out there who get to play a lot of Loki, because I know there's a lot of them over on Extended Edition. Because she's kind of a safe god to play, easy to for a lot of matchups in the ladder. But if you run into a Loki player, let Soup know how you're feeling. Cool. So what's this relic we got here from Mage? So if you guys don't know Mage, Mage is also known as Phoenix. I can't remember the numbers on Twitch. He does definitely he puts his games up on Twitch from time to time, so definitely go and check him out. I believe he promoted to Champions League as well. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Very, very strong player, definitely 1800 plus. And Shadowfaxx, also, if you're unaware, also does stream from time to time, and I believe his Twitch handle is I am Shadowfaxx. Again, another strong player who gets very, very far in tournaments often. I believe he hasn't made it into Champions League yet, but he definitely does well in the one days when he plays. So we'll see. Citizens moving forward here, going to grab the middle walrus here. The question really is, how do you play this as Ra? And it's looking like Mage is going for double monuments here, which gives away he's either going for Sphinx. He could go for, like, there's probably a world in which classical fight with Wadgets mixed in, so Spearman, Wadget, Slinger kind of vibes is kind of okay against Gaia. There is probably a world where that exists. But it's more likely we're going to see Bast here. Whether he goes for Sphinx or he just goes for a semi-fast mythic or even a fast mythic, it definitely is a question that needs to be asked. We'll see what Mage is going to do here. He's no temple just yet. I believe there is, it depends on how much food you have on your starting location here, and I don't think there was enough for it on this map. There's definitely a Ra build order where you can get the temple up and have 2 monuments and be advancing to the classical age at 330. And I don't think that this map was the one, so Mage is just going to be advancing a little bit later here, and we'll see how he goes with it all. And we see Shadowfaxx going through Oceanus. So Oceanus is a little bit spicy. We don't see Oceanus too much you don't see Oceanus very often for Gaia, except for in the matchups that are terrible for Gaia, like against Loki. Simply because you don't get a lot out of this. We see double 2 villages wood, 2 villages gold, 3 villages food. That indicates that Shadowfaxx is going to be going for some sort of classical fight. 1 town center. But the Kaladri doesn't give you a lot. The Carnivora doesn't give you a lot because the Pharaoh will be able to kill it. Though it can delay the town center a couple of hits. But this upgrade here, Weightless Mace, is kind of a meme. With Aranos is probably not awful because your catapulties will have now plus 20% move speed, so now they're not a joke unit because they can kind of chase down the cavalry, but you're never not going to pick Prometheus. And this upgrade here, the Bite of the Shark plus 15% Milo, it just costs too much for what it gives you. So the costing of 200 food Is it 200 food? Yeah, 200 food on the upgrade there. It's just so much. It is 15%, but it's just so much food, and you just never quite have that. And there's the Carnivora coming down. Going to be attempting to open a space into Mage's base here. It is only one gold mine frozen waste here, so this might be big brain here for Shadowfaxx. I kind of would have liked to have seen him cast this one right next to the tower and go for the tower instead, because taking down the houses is no issue if there's no tower here, but he doesn't go for that one. He's going to take out 2 houses though. That's going to significantly hurt Mage, but Mage is already at nearly 75 population here, so going down to 65 is going to be the biggest of deals. And we are seeing Bast for Mage, so he's going to start making those Sphinx and attempt to make those work. And Shadowfaxx is going to have to somehow deal with the Sphinx. Now, one thing you can do is manually heroize the Murmillo and then use the Caladria to heal that back up. Now, the Carnivora not in range to take down the tower. 2 houses down, Carnivora down. It's almost as if you've done, let me see, it's like 27. You may have done about 50 resources, 60 resources of damage from the Carnivora there to kill 2 houses. So he does have a couple of them though, so it's just a little bit better than a forest fire. Am I right? No? Anyways, the Sphinx coming forward. We do see a Hero Terma coming in here. That's going to be enough to turn the Sphinx around. At this point, you can't really heroize the Murmillo. Costs a little bit too much. As opposed to the Terma, that really doesn't cost all too much at all. And the Armory going up now for Mage. As it's looking like we're probably actually going to see Patsukos spam here from Mage. He's throwing up his farms. 1 town center. Fast heroic here. He's going to rain. I would be surprised to see Sekhmet here. But who knows? He could try going 1 town center, fast mythic, Scarabs to take down this town center, Tornado to take down this town center, and then the Avenger spam comes through. But that's going to give Shadowfaxx a ton of time to set up for it, potentially even get to the heroic age. And we'll see what he's going to try after this rain when he clicks up. The Armory just about up. Shadowfaxx just about 2nd town center here. And he's sorting out his 2nd gold mine over on this location nice and early. Smart of him to grab this early. I think this is something that can be done a lot more of, because nobody expects you to grab your 2nd town center, especially for Atlantean with the manors. You can split up your gold villages and make sure you don't get gold stuck very much at all. But now the Armory coming up here for Mage. House is coming up as well. And just a little bit short on the gold here. To advance, and advancing quite late as well, but we'll see if it's going to work out for him. And we'll jump back over to Shadowfaxx's perspective. He is no longer making units, and he's going to be looking to go to the next stage. I love this from Shadowfaxx. This is something that Atlantean players need to do a lot more of against the Egyptian players, simply on the fact that if you're not able to put pressure onto your opponents and their base is too sealed off, like maybe don't build those Terma. You don't need to. Just jump to the next age, skip that unit completely, go straight into Arcus, go straight into Contaris, or make Arcus Murmillo, Destroyer Arcus, also good. All the good things. You see this Caladria just hovering above here, not really doing all too much. But she could be scouting out everything and searching around. We see the Sphinx coming in here, going to be causing some mischief. It's unupgraded, so this Hero Terma should be enough to force it to run away with 5.3 speed versus the Terma 5.3 speed. Again, chase them down, but the Terma is so inaccurate that it's probably not going to be able to do all too much. Mage now, he is going through Sekhmet. He is going through Sekhmet. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if it works out for him. He's got the Eclipse. Maybe he throws down a market. It's looking like he's got the food to advance. He can sell some of that food if he needs to advance. But, I mean, Shadowfaxx is going to be in the heroic age already, which means he's always going through Rhea as well. This is really, really smart. I thought maybe going Thea here for the Stymphalian birds in order to counter the myth units wouldn't be a bad idea, but you can just steal those myth units here, especially just steal the Avenger. So now he's just going to have to be careful here. He's going to Tornado, and he's going to Eclipse. And that should do the damage, but then he's going to lose one of those Avengers. And we'll see how this is going to go. He's just about to be expired on this gold mine. And he should be going through And he's going through Osiris. And he's making scarabs. This is really bad. And I'll tell you why. Because if the mummy is close to the scarab, you can trader the mummy and then one hit a scarab. So you can have effectively in one trader, you can have a trader and a bolt because you immediately kill a second unit there. There is now currently 2 of these Scorpion Men going, sorry, not Scorpion Men, Scarabs. 3 of the Scarabs coming out here. And we see a bunch of military barracks coming down, potentially attempting to hold on to this location. We see a Behemoth coming in. And the thing about Segment is it really gives away your strategy. It gives away that you're going for a timing push here. But we'll see if it's going to work. There is no shifting sands either because he went past, but obviously that's the case there. But Mage will have access to a Son of Osiris. Though Son of Osiris dies very, very quickly against the Contarius. So we'll see if that's going to be an issue or not here. And Mage now throwing up some more barracks. He's trying to make those Spearmen out, making Axemen. I mean, he hasn't really scouted out what unit composition Shadowfaxx is making, but there's already going to be Hero Contarius here coming in. He's got Heavy Contarius as well to boot. The Heavy Contarius doesn't affect the stats of a Hero Contarius. So if your idea is to make like a couple of heroes, you can just make 2 or 3 Contarius and then heroize them, and then they're going to have the same stats as they would otherwise, even if you didn't have any upgrades. But there's the trader coming in here. Maybe just a touch early there. He does steal that one away from Mage. There's the Osiris coming in. The Son of Osiris is in now. We've got Axemen, we've got Slingers, we've got Spearmen, just trying to build all the units here. We've got the villagers now moving over onto this gold mine, gathering that one for the time being here. And Shadowfaxx retreating back at this point. Yeah, there's no siege towers here, so he can't really garrison that Son of Osiris and keep him alive. And Mage is going to be just pushing in here, and there's the Eclipse here. As the Son of Osiris needs to get protected just a little bit. Those Scarabs moving forward here, or at least just start attacking and just sacrifice the HP. But the Son of Osiris is completely surrounded here, and he's going to get completely torn to shreds. One Scarab has made it through. The other one's staying in this location. He does have the Mummy here, which is going to help out a lot, getting those extra minions, I guess. But the Son of Osiris does get sniped here, and Shadowfaxx cleaning up the Son of Osiris only has to really deal with these Scarabs here. But the Scarabs do make their way in onto this town center here, will take it down. Does so much damage with the Eclipse. More Spearmen, more Axemen coming in to help out and take down these units. There's really not that many units left. There is still this Mummy here who is just with those minions coming through. Will he snipe the Scarab? He does snipe the Scarab, but all those units take so much hit points of damage there, and Mage is just continuously pushing in here. Still in the one town center. He needs to think about getting that second town center. Now he's taken down one of the buildings here of Shadowfaxx. This Behemoth, funnily enough, will just re-heal back to full HP. One of the few times you're going to see this unit's special ability come in handy here. But Mage still pushing forward here. He's done a lot of really good damage. He needs to maybe even, well, he doesn't need to take a step back just yet. And there's the, okay, the Behemoth dies anyways to the one hit. But he needs to be careful not to overcommit to these weak barracks units. Get set up, make sure this gold mine's secure, make sure grab this town center. Even I don't think Mage knows, well, he does know about it, so he should think about grabbing this town center to secure that gold mine there. See the villagers coming back over to grab this back. These spearmen trying to take down these barracks here. It's not going to be the best. We still see Scarabs being made. Yeah, they're queued up. You definitely don't want to be building those anymore because this upgrade or this God-powered trader will come back in, and it's just giving myth units away to your opponent. We do see this Contarius attempting to snipe the Mummy. This Mummy has been popping off here, getting a lot of damage in, a lot of kills. The Mummy is definitely one of those units in this stage of the game that is incredibly strong if you can keep it alive. Definitely would be a better choice than the Scarab for sure. Now we've got the Arcus coming out to clean up those weak units here, the weak Axemen and Spearmen. Axemen going to be retreating back. We going for this town center. Interesting choice. Like I definitely think, I mean, it's fine if he gets it up. This gold mine is just as good, I guess. The gold mines actually for Mage here have been incredible for sure. And there's the... oh, no. Oh, I thought it was going to go down. Oh, it was so close. The Scarab there. And I was saying don't build. Getting traded away. And there's still one more trader to go. It is like a couple of minutes that you are going to wait, but... so brutal. And now Shadowfaxx has defended that all in there from Mage. Really, really nicely. Mage doesn't have a Son of Osiris remaining. And Shadowfaxx is going up to 3 town centers. He's on 3 town centers. His economy is going to be absolutely huge. In fact, if we check it out right now, and you see the line of this graph, you see that economy. He is in front nearly 7,000 resources, nearly 8,000 resources there. Now the Arc is coming in, going to be killing off a couple more of these units here. And Shadowfaxx looking like he's defended. I think had Mage, instead of kept pushing in and building this last Scarab here, just grabbed 3 town centers, maybe he'd be in a better in a position that he could continue in this game. He's going to try and make a game of it here. The Arc is coming in. With a map like Frozen Wastes, these Arcus raids can be pretty deadly. There are a bunch of slingers, though, for Mage. And there's the Hecate coming in for Shadowfaxx. So he can chuck that Tartarian gate down on this Migdol stronghold and cause some big issues, but choosing to throw it down on the home base here of Mage. And Mage is going to be bringing his villagers in. Does he have Skin of the Rhino? It doesn't look like he does. Going to be sending the villagers in to take this down. These Tartarian spawns do a lot of damage. We have Masons for Shadowfaxx as well, so that's going to be even tougher to take down. There's no Scarabs coming out for Mage. He's making a mummy. But no siege towers either. And this is absolutely brutal. The Shadowfaxx can even cast... he didn't use it early enough, but you can definitely cast Tartarian Gate and Gaia Forest here to limit the amount of surface area the villagers can jump onto it. And if you can place this up against a tree here, a tree line here, then you can cast Gaia Forest around it again and like get even more surface area there while the Tartarian spawns just keep jumping out. It's one of the little known things about Gaia that really... like if you're used to playing Gaia, you'll do this sort of thing. But if you're not, you'll just forget about it. As Shadowfaxx did, he had the Tartarian Gate and Gaia Forest combo there, but he just forgot to use it straight away. But the Tartarian Gate does get picked off, and there is a big amount of trees here in the base for Mage to chop down. But 3 town centers for Shadowfaxx. Palace coming up, Temple and Palace coming up now for Shadowfaxx over on this location here.
Into you.
Shadowfaxx moving in, going to take down a lot of these units over here. There is this cheeky mummy here. Click on the lampade. Oh, Trader. Trader is so strong against the myth units here. And GG, well played by Shadowfaxx. Sometimes you just need to play standard. But I think Mage's strategy here wasn't bad by any stretch. I think potentially Horus might have been another option here that could have worked. Instead of making all the Scarabs, make like 1 Scarab so you have 2, and definitely hide them so that he can't, like in the temple, to make sure he can't trader them. And then when you start moving forward, you cast Eclipse early, so you run in, and then all your units run in with a couple more Avengers. You get the Locust over here. The other option is to just go Hathor here instead, and then you can mass Patsukos, and then just play kind of standard mass Patsukos with Migdol units, and it's really tough to beat that. If you trade one of those Patsukos, the other Patsukos just immediately snipe it down, so it's not enough. Would have been another option there for Mage. And finally, I think Shadowfaxx just played it really well. He just played this one really, really well. Early second town center, realizing that Mage isn't putting any pressure on early with early Sphinx, so that was smart to grab that one. securing all the gold, eating all the hunt, not having any real threat to his economy. This is one of the things that Egyptian players are struggling with in the current patch, is that a lot of the other gods are really good at controlling the map and forcing you into your base, and like putting pressure on, whereas the Egyptians, they can't really do that early anymore because of things like Shifting Sands nerf, Pharaoh nerf, things like that. So you can't get that early game harass that you otherwise could have, and it's going to be tough for him. But we'll move on to the next game. They did play 2 games. If you guys are enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.